Nairobi.
Still on matters budget, the Finance Bill 2026 introduces, among others, increased excise duty on mobile phones that will be collected at activation. Tax experts have raised concerns over the bill, terming it ambiguous, not stating who will bear the brunt of remitting the levy. Economic experts have questioned the proposal and called for its deletion in entirety on grounds that it will also raise the cost of devices. Treasury CS John Buddy has, however, defended the bill, saying it simplifies the existing excise structure. As Esther Diana now reports, the bill introduces the vagueness on who will be held responsible.
If the proposed Finance Bill 2026 passes as is, several provisions are projected to further strain disposable incomes. Particularly, a proposed upward revision of excess duty on mobile devices is projected to force consumers to pay a retail premium of up to 150% more. President William Ruto's money bill raises the excess duty on mobile devices from 10% to 25% and also expand its application beyond the portable devices. While activating the duty at point of retail, it has also been faulted for its ambiguity on responsibility, as it is unclear whether importers, manufacturers, retailers or end users will account for the tax.
If you take a product you bought at 100, you will pay 25% as import duty, you will pay 10% as excise, then you need to pay VAT of 16%. Then railway development levy 2% of the value of the product, which is 100, and import declaration levy, which is 2.5% of the import value, which is 100. If you take a product which was 100, you'll pay a duty of 64, which means the effective tax rate is actually 64%.
This provision disproves the Excess Duty Act, which mandates for the tax to be levied and remitted by the importer or manufacturer. The bill reads in part, and I quote, "Despite subsections 1 and 4, the liability of an importer or a licensed manufacturer for excess duty on a locally purchased or imported telephones for cellular networks and other wireless networks shall arise at the time of the activation of the phone." End of quote. Tax auditors and financial consultants now want the bill to be deleted in its entirety to prevent the person cost to consumers. Further, they argue the bill creates uncertainty on valuation, as the excisable value at activation may differ from import or manufacturing value.
The imported phone will cost, say, 100 plus 25, will cost 125. But a locally assembled phone will cost perhaps 130, because remember, they are not claiming the input VAT. Initially, they were not being charged excess duty. Now they are being charged excess duty, meaning the locally assembled phones will become more expensive than the imported one.
Economic experts aver that the proposal is a misalignment with digital inclusion and industrialization objectives. Such then means demand would shift to informal and second-hand markets. Currently, mobile phones already face a high tax-based listing, value-added tax, import declaration fee, railway development levy, and the 25% import duty under a stay. The new excess duty will further compound this burden.
If the stay of application will not continue, it means you will not pay import duty, but you will pay excise at 25%.
These assertions, however, have been argued against by National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Buddy, who has insisted that the application of the 25% rate will reduce the cost of the devices, despite facts showing contrary.
You bring the phone, there is no tax, there is no charges, there's no levy. But the time the phone is bought and is being activated is when you pay one single tax, that is excise duty at 25%.
The Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya has argued that while activation-based verification may support compliance, monitoring, and anti-illicit trade enforcement, it departs from traditional excess administration principles. Esther Diana, KTN, Nairobi.